Good morning, gang, and welcome to a whole new day. I see that Stacy Holden, our buddy down in Florida, is already tuned in this morning. And I'll start out by saying, Stacy, we're thinking of you. We're praying for you down there in Florida. And I know you got your weather guy down there, but listen, if you want to be on the air, you know how to reach me. And just give me a jingle and I'll throw you right on the air, buddy. An incredible feat yesterday by Vermonters donating to Asheville, North Carolina. An incredible job done by the Hope Coalition. Enough Ministries, Connecting Hope. What you did yesterday, Vermont, the donations that you came through with up there on Vine Street blew my mind, and it blew so many others as well. Not just Dan Molind and the rest of all of his volunteers and team members that make up the Hope Coalition, but just everyone. To think that in a matter of really 3 hours, that a 48-foot tractor trailer could be stacked with enough goods, double high, double stacked, and that Vermont could do that is nothing short of remarkable. I left yesterday just speechless with what I saw, not only in the parking lot, what was coming in, kind of like a almost an overflow situation up there, but what I saw inside that building, everything that was palletized and is going to be loaded up on this truck and rolling out of town on Sunday, this coming Sunday. I think the truck is actually going to be packed up on Saturday is what my understanding is. And there's more stuff going on in Barrie. I'll be broadcasting live. I'll be streaming live up at the auditorium today as efforts are underway to focus on water. Water and fuel are like, the two big things. And man, I'm hearing from so many people about the need for can openers, sleeping bags. You should have seen the number of sleeping bags that came in yesterday that were donated. Unbelievable. Milton is bearing down on Florida. We're going to talk about that this morning, you bet. Mark Haug, the Hotdog Guy, who came to Barrie during our first July flood over a year ago and served up hundreds of hot dogs over the course of several days over at Courier Park to Central Vermonters in need who were hungry and too busy, frankly, mucking out to eat. This guy is going to be live with us on the line. He has a organization that he started called Hold On, I'm Coming. And he travels to natural disaster zones to cook food and help people in so many different ways. This guy is unbelievable. He is literally an angel. He'll be on the air with us this morning. I'll never forget going over there to Courier Park and interviewing him. I'll just never forget it. It was probably one of the top 3 most memorable moments in my career, seeing what one man volunteered to do. But anyway, we're going to check in with him a little bit. Legacy Car Traders, want to give a shout out to them. They're with us here at Aired Out, and I'm fascinated with this team of dad and children who have started this local small business, and I can't wait to have them on the air. Legacy Card Traders, a local family-run trading card company that absolutely loves the hobby and, frankly, is completely hooked on it. And they're doing some really, really cool things. I was checking out more of their stuff last night. I'm going to be chatting with them very soon. Fly on the Wall Productions bringing you the Aired Out podcast this morning. I hope whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever state you're in, whatever town you're in, I hope that you are okay. We have a lot of people listening from down south this morning. We had a lot of reaction yesterday to what Hope Coalition is doing and did. I say doing because they're still doing. And what they did yesterday with you. It's remarkable. It's absolutely incredible. We're live on Facebook and YouTube. We're streamed everywhere you get your podcasts, and we're on the web at airedoutvt.com. Got some news to get to, of course. But first off, before we even really get going here, I want to say that today is Wednesday. And many of you know here in Central Vermont that we don't call Wednesday right here in Barrie. We call it Wellness Wednesday. That's what Washington County Mental Health calls it, and that's kind of spreading. Like everyone's like, hey, it's Wellness Wednesday. It is. What does that mean? Well, first of all, Central Vermont has been talking about this for years. 23 Summer Street right here in the Granite City, the Well Space building, the home of the Snoozlin Room, the Imagination Station. They are hosting an event starting at 4:30 this afternoon. And they've been doing this for a long time. You come in, it's free. You get chair massages, table massages. You get mindfulness meditation, acupuncture, acupressure, a hot cup of tea. You learn about Reiki. There's no charge for any of this. You just come in. They even do like sound healing and stuff. You just come in. Just come in. Appointments. So here's how it works. If you're going to get a chair or a table massage, or if you're going to do Reiki, if you're going to get the myofascial body release, you got to call Robin ahead of time, 479-4055, and reserve your time. Again, 479-4055. But as I say, leave your wallet at home. All of this is free. All done by Washington County Mental Health, and they've been doing it in our community for a long time and serving Central Vermont for more than 60 years. We're talking about an average every single year of 6,000 Vermonters that rely in some way, shape, or form on Washington County Mental Health. That's impressive. It's more than impressive. Hey, it's National Stop Bullying Day today. If you know me, you know exactly how I feel about that, about bullying. And I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole this morning. We'll save that for another day. But Stop Bullying Day today. It should be Stop Bullying Day every damn day. And just be aware of stuff. Parents, talk to your kids. Talk to your children. I don't care how old or young they are. Talk to them every single day. And not just, how was your day? How was your day? Why was it good? Why was it not so good? I'm going to go down a rabbit hole here. But you know what I'm saying. It's also Bring Your Teddy Bear to School Day today. And we've had a little bit of trouble with that at my house, bringing the stuffies to school, because there's a collection that Lily has of hundreds of thousands of stuffies and the Build-A-Bears and all of that shit. And she loves these stuffies so much. The axolotl that she just got glows in the dark. She's trying to sneak stuffies in the backpack to school. But anyway, where's mine? I do have a teddy bear. but maybe I'll bring him in someday. It is a frosty start for many towns in Vermont this morning with temperatures in the upper 30s. We're looking at, some frost in the pumpkin for sure. Mid-50s later today with mostly cloudy skies. Although I'm seeing beautiful blue sky and sunshine right now. Where I am here in Barrie, I see the fog sitting down in the valley too. It looks like the Champlain Valley is maybe socked in with some fog this morning. But anyway, again, mid-50s later today, going to be cloudy or at least partly to mostly cloudy is what they're saying. 40 tonight with a possible shower. Tomorrow, 48 and cloudy. Friday, partly sunny and 60. And the weekend the front side of it looks good. Saturday, looks like sunny and 55. And then rain on Sunday. No more, did you see this? No more wind chill language from the National Weather Service. They're getting rid of the words wind chill because apparently that's too complicated. So we're changing or replacing wind chill with the words extreme cold watch and extreme cold warning. Robin's saying why. I'm saying why. Again, what I've read this morning is that it's apparently too complicated for us to say, hey, it's 20 degrees, but with the wind chill, it's 0. We understand up here in the North Country what wind chill is. It's the temperature with the wind. But no longer will I be saying wind chill out of my mouth. I will forever be saying we have an extreme cold watch. We have to watch the cold with our eyes. And an extreme cold warning. Anyway, I know. Birthdays today, Ty Thornton, Jared Pendak, Diane Campbell, Jesse Hathaway, Michael Page, and Megan Goodell. Happy birthday to each of you. Daily Dose of Feel Good. I'm going to jump into this morning. And I know there's I got some news that's stacked up here. And I'll be honest with you. Okay? I'll be completely transparent. There's not just a whole hell of a lot of good news. So with that said, I like to kind of start the day with the Daily Dose of Feel Good because I try to find that good stuff. Sometimes you have to look hard for it, but there is an amazing story here. I'm going to share up the link. You can read about it. Ursula Bannister is the name of this lady. She's 79 years old, and every year she climbs to High Rock Lookout near Ashford, Washington. That's where she scattered her mother's ashes 23 years ago. She brings flowers for her annual visit. Now, this is quite a hike. Most of the time she does this with family members or friends. It's about 3.5 miles, but it's a difficult trek. And this year, just recently, she went on her own. Again, this is a 79-year-old lady in Ashford, Washington. And she figured that she'd do just fine alone because she's an experienced hiker. And she tripped and fell right near the summit. And very badly broke her leg in 3 places and was screaming for help. And a stranger approached her, called 911, and was told that a search and rescue team would arrive in about 5 hours. This lady's got 3 bad breaks in her leg, and she's in agony. So there was no one in the really no one else in the vicinity other than this guy, this 20-year-old airman from the Air Force. His name is Troy May, and saw this woman in agony on the ground and basically carried her 3.5 miles off this mountain on his back. And shortly into the hike, get this, his boots were giving him blisters. So a man that he didn't even know who was on the trail saw the situation, took his boots off and put them on this guy, Troy May, so that he could get the rest of the way down the trail without any more blisters, which, of course, he did get more. They made a makeshift splint for her leg out of wooden sticks. There was an occupational therapist that was on the trail that met up with them that helped this poor lady do breathing exercises to keep her calm. They tried to talk with her on the way down the mountain to distract her, and heard all about her childhood growing up. And then once they reached the parking lot, loaded her into the car and drove her 2 hours away to the nearest hospital and waited at the hospital until her son arrived. She is doing just fine. They have made some new friends, these people. They're staying in touch, and this story has gone viral. It's national. It's huge, and I love it. Yes, angels among us. Incredible. Facebook question of the day. I don't know, this one might get touchy. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't even think Sherilyn knows about this. Most of you know. Sherilyn's a Christmas freak, my wife. Total freak. Spirit Halloween, she's also a Halloween freak. Spirit Halloween is opening Spirit Christmas. And I posted this up this morning as the Facebook question of the day. They're going to replace the giant skeletons with the giant gingerbread men. Not everywhere. They're only going to do this in 10 Spirit stores. The closest one, I've got the list. A lot of them are in New Jersey and New York, but the closest one to us right here in Vermont is Waterford, Connecticut, which is a ways. It's a what? Good 3 hours at least, I would think. Isn't the Waterford Speed Bowl down there? Would you travel that far? If you are as much as a Christmas freak as Sherilyn, would you drive 3-4 hours to a Spirit Christmas store? Maybe you would. I don't know. Let's see. Vermont and regional headlines from WCAX, PTZ, Digger, Times Argus. All of these stories, by the way, are posted up this morning on the Aired Out page so that you can read more about them. The West Nile virus in Clinton County, we have the second case reported. We got FEMA extending assistance deadlines for Vermonters yesterday. We have Burlington police arresting a guy accused of using a blowtorch to injure another. Isn't that the way they did it back in the 50s, the mafia? Wasn't the mob doing blowtorch tortures in factory buildings and stuff? I think they were. That's crazy. 33-year-old guy. Not sure what's going to happen to him. We got a possible women's prison in Essex that's coming. They had a public forum on this last night. Department of Corrections sitting down with residents in Essex and talking about the pros and cons of having a women's prison there in Essex. You know, Essex. Right there next to the Champlain Valley Fairgrounds. The Southwestern Vermont Union Elementary School District Board sat down with the public and just had a rather passionate discussion over the alleged ban on the Pledge of Allegiance at Shaftesbury Elementary School. I got through, I don't know, maybe the first 2 or 3 sentences, maybe 4 of that story, and I had to stop reading and look away. But if you would like to read that, you go right ahead. Please do. Hey, there's a new housing development that is coming to Barrie, and we've talked about this. There's been some rumblings in the press about this now for several months, and Aired Out has had it on the airwaves. But there's more on this, and we have with us from Abled and On Air Live, Lawrence Seiler with more details. Anything new, bud?
Yes. Good morning. There's a new housing development coming to Barrie on Seminary Street. The city spent the last year researching a spot to put this housing development, which will be a 32 housing unit off Seminary Street. The Williston-based construction company called Duke Construction will partner with Downstreet and another team called Evernorth, and will work on the housing development together. According to a quote from the Barrie city manager, the housing development is a welcome change since the flooding and will help people experiencing homelessness. And these units will be the first units to be coming in line after the flooding, according to the city manager. The construction company will break ground next year in 2025, and that's all we have today on Abled and On Air Live.
All right. Thank you so much, Larry. Yeah, I mean, there's... Oh, Jesus, right. I mean, what does this mean? And there's good stuff with this story, and there's some rather contentious stuff that goes along with this story. And I encourage you to read more about it, learn more about it, attend city council, and listen to what's being said about this. Pros and cons, yes. They're going to start building in 2025, Glenn. That's when they're going to be breaking ground. I would assume as soon as things start warming up a little bit in the coming year. Maybe March or April. I don't know. But I guarantee you that we'll find out. And we will have Barrie City Manager Nicholas Storelli Castro on the air with us to talk about this. And we're going to break it down. And we'll give you what people are concerned about and what people are happy about with regard to the story. You bet. Of course, we're going to air that out. From the Times-Argus this morning, Chris Relation. Boy, was that name just popping everywhere in the news yesterday. The Berlin man connected to the shooting death of Jeffrey Caron nearly a year ago. He pleaded guilty yesterday in Washington County Criminal Court to a felony count of accessory after the fact murder in the second degree. And with that plea, which, by the way, the judge accepted, he was sentenced to 2 to 6 years. All suspended except for 317 days to serve with credit for that many days served. Placed on probation for 10 years, 200 hours of community service, all part of his sentence. Not kidding, Glenn. This is a big story right here. Big story. Also part of the agreement, the state is going to dismiss a felony count of trespass into an occupied residence and other misdemeanors, like failure to deliver a vehicle's title and transferring property without a lien. Chris Relation was facing, and I want to remind you of this, facing a sentence of life in prison because the state had added a habitual offender enhancement to the accessory charge because he has 3 prior felony convictions. This plea agreement requires that Chris Relation testify against Brissett if that case goes to trial. If that case goes to trial. Or to participate in a deposition in Brissett's case. Yeah. Unbelievable. What do you have to say about that? What are your comments about that story? Let's jump into the national headlines. Here's what we know right now about Hurricane Milton. Supposed to be making landfall in the Tampa Bay area this evening with winds of around 130 miles per hour. This is the first major hurricane to hit the area in over 100 years. The last one to directly hit Tampa Bay with winds like that was back in 1921, and there were 110 mile an hour winds, an 11-foot storm surge, and that cost about $180 million in 2024 dollars. Unreal. Mark Haug, with us on the line right now. Good morning, buddy.
Good morning. How are you?
My brother, I know that you are so busy, but please share with us who you are, what you do, what you have done over the years. You came here to Barrie when we were just absolutely screwed from that first storm, and then you just went down to Florida not long ago. Who are you? What do you do?
Well, I'm from New Jersey, and I got hammered in Sandy. Like so many of us that's been through storms and stuff. I got hammered in Sandy. I lost my home, and I had people come and help me. And I swore that one day when I got back on my feet, I would, repay that kindness and go back and help people. And a few years ago, I started up a nonprofit called Hold On, I'm Coming. And I go to these places, and I try to get to places like hurricanes and floods and tornadoes. I try to get there as quickly as possible because I know those first 5 days, nobody's there. Like FEMA's not ready yet. Red Cross isn't ready yet. They're too big and they take a while to get there. So I pride myself on getting to these locations and helping people before anyone else gets there. And I give them some hot dogs and some comfort food. I give them a place to sit down and relax. I give them a charging station, some toiletries and stuff like that. And it's all on donations from people who've been through it.
And you bring a trailer with you that is loaded with stuff like baby wipes and chapstick and sanitary stuff, cleaning supplies.
Yeah, all of it. It's cleaning supplies. I mean, even sometimes, depending on the donations, I'll have some diapers with me. I have socks. I have hats. I know the nights get cold sometimes when they don't have electricity, so I got some Scully hats and warm socks. I even have phone chargers in cases. I have, because a lot of people run out of their house with their phones, but they don't bring their wires. So I bring a lot of stuff like that. Yeah, it's just, from my own experience, I went through it. I know what it was like to lose a house. And to not have all that stuff with you.
You just were down in Florida not too long ago.
I was heading to Florida, and I got a phone call that a place called Vidalia, Georgia, home of the Vidalia Onion. I went down there, and they called me and said that they had some problems. So, a resident who saw me on Facebook, he reached out to me, and because I was already in the Carolinas when they called, and I reached out to the police chief there, and he said that as far as he knew, no one was coming and they needed help. So I swung in there, and I was there. We got in there 3 a.m. Saturday morning. We were up and running by 8 o'clock Saturday. And we fed or helped about 3,500 people down there. It was the biggest event we've had yet. We gave out 3,200 hot dogs.
Mark, that's unreal, dude.
It was incredible. It was incredible. It really was. And I had a person go with me. When I was up at you guys, I came by myself. I mean, I wasn't alone when I left. I was alone when I got there. But I had a guy go with me, and thank goodness he was there, because if he wasn't, I don't know what I would have done. I would have been overwhelmed.
You have made some great friends and connections with these experiences. What you do, this is all volunteer. This is all just out of the grace of God, and just nothing but filled with love for all. I mean, what your eyes have seen, I can't even imagine.
It's been
buddy.
a lot. I have so many stories. I mean, and most of them, thank God, most of them are good stories. Most of them are of people helping each other. Most of them are people being thankful, telling their stories, and some of them are tragic, of course, but giving them an avenue to get that out. I've learned from my experiences, just being there and being a listener, and having that person be able to just kind of explode and let it all out. It's really good for them. It's a healing thing.
You were down there for Helene, and then
yes.
you turn around and came home, and now look at what we've got with Milton, and look at Asheville, North Carolina. Were you thinking about going anywhere near there?
I want to, but honestly, with work and coaching and stuff, I can't do it again right now. I have the ability, I have the stuff. I mean, I've been putting my trailer back together, but and honestly, my school would let me go, but I do have an obligation to my students, and I don't want to leave them too.
Yeah.
So, and so I'm trying to get my avenue of retirement so I can just really go and do this full time. I really am.
Man, I wouldn't be at all surprised if that were the case. And I know that you stay in touch with us. We stay in touch with you. I've only met you one time, but we've have fostered a friendship, and
absolutely.
We've had you on the air with us several times. And how do people learn about you, Mark? How do people follow your social media? Tell us right now.
I have a webpage. It's holdonimcoming.com, all one word. That is really the best. I mean, as the kids in my school say, I'm old, so I only do Facebook, really. Yeah. So I don't really. I try Instagram, I try all the other stuff, but really Facebook is the best way. It's Hold On, I'm Coming is my group there, and I've grown. I've over 1,500 members on my group now, so that's really amazing. I gained 300 on this trip alone. And I'll tell you, you say you fostered friendships. From right now, it has like those little, informational feeds. Vermont has 2 of my top 10 highest contributing people on my Facebook page. And I mean, I'm from Jersey. I didn't know, 2 years ago, I didn't know a soul from Vermont. And now you're one of my top contributors, and donations for this trip from Vermont alone was over $1,000. So the Vermont people remembered, and that's what this is turning into is people are paying it forward. And really that's the main mission of this, because that's what started it for me. Yeah. Paying it forward, and it's happening. Everywhere I go, I see, I have those lingering friends that stay in touch. I still have people from Kentucky reaching out to me. I was on the phone the other night with a fireman that I met from Ohio when he was in Kentucky helping with the flood out there. And we were on the phone for 40 minutes just talking about, ways to make things better and different ideas and ways to make improvements on my program. And it's been pretty incredible. It really has.
I've got your Venmo up there right now.
Okay.
If people want to make a donation to you, you take 100% of anything that comes your way, and
everything that goes right back. I'm blessed. I don't have, the only overhead I have is maintenance of the vehicles and maintenance of the trailers, but everything turns right around. I went into the Walmart that was down there. They got their electricity back. I spent over almost $2,500 in the Walmart rebuying stuff to give away when I was down in Vidalia. I just kept going in and buying it and giving it away again the next moment.
You know, it's I hope to see you again someday, and I hope it's not a tragedy that is going to bring us together. I hope you are able to come up to Vermont sometime and enjoy our mountains. And
yeah, I would love to go back to these places that I've been to and see them in their glory instead of their lowest moments. I really would. I was really close to coming up this summer, and then stuff came up and things got in the way. But I really would love to get up there and see you guys. I had so many good people up there helping me. I mean, Brandon and Joan took me into their home, kept me from sleeping in the parking lot down there. And again, that was because of your podcast. That's how they discovered me. So it's just word of mouth is my main thing of getting around.
One more time. It's Hold On, I'm Coming. It's on Facebook. It's on the web, holdonimcoming.com. Make a donation. Support this guy. Mark, you are one of a kind, brother. I mean,
I'm trying to make more of me. I mean, I did notice that this time, I've noticed there's a lot more organizations. I see you guys are doing it. I see a lot more groups putting it together themselves, because it seems like a lot of times nobody else is there to help us. We got to help each other.
Yeah.
And I've seen so much of it on this trip. It makes my heart feel good.
Your students are so lucky to have a man like you as their teacher.
It's definitely an outside the normal realm of learning experience for them, because I came home and for 2 days I told them stories about what I saw when I was down in Georgia.
Yeah. And
I actually, the night before I left, when I was packing, I had groups of students dropping off stuff. And that's a lot, because you're fostering the next generation of people who care.
They understand what well said. They understand what it is that you're doing.
Yeah, it's really, and it was really touching to have, and especially new students. I mean, we're pretty new into the marking period. They don't know me that well yet, and to have students that barely know me dropping off materials was really. It was really good. It was really a good feeling.
You have had is it fair to say a lot of press?
This trip, I've got a lot of press. Yeah, I've had a lot. Through the school, it started as a PR thing for the school, and then it has grown. I've had a lot of press this trip. And it's generating a lot more. I'm starting to get phone calls from people I don't know. I'm getting out of my close circle of friends and family. I'm starting to get further and further separated, and that's good. You need those outside people, because my donations, as I said, I was worried about them coming from the same people over and over again, and eventually that well drying up. And I mean, gas alone for this trip was over $1,000.
Yeah. Wow, Mark, are you planning on another trip here? I mean, look at this Milton. I mean, it's supposed to be hitting us, tonight.
Yeah, I know. It's brutal. I just don't. I'm trying. I know with Columbus Day, it was kind of helping me a little bit, gives me a day off, but it's just going to be really hard.
Yeah.
I took 5 days off last week. Who expected 2 hurricanes within 2 weeks of each other? And I took those 5 days, and I mean, I'm glad I did. I'll never regret it, because 3,500 people were helped, and they were 3,500 people that had no help. There was nobody there. On the last day I was there, this guy came up, gave me a big hug, and he's like, I've been to 4 towns, and you're the only person helping. And that was, I mean, it was disheartening to a point.
Yeah.
But I was glad that I could be part of it. But
You
Yeah,
are.
I don't know if I can make it. I just don't know if I can make it. I know that it's in my heart. It's the one thing I want to do, but I also, I got to take care of these kids that, they're here for me to teach them. And I got a team that I got to coach. And so it's kind of tough in that respect.
You're one man. You're one man. Listen, we're paying attention to your page. We're watching what you're doing, and Vermont loves you. And
I appreciate it. I loved Vermont. They were so good to me up there.
You please come back. And
I will. I got to come back up there. I got to bring the wife and show them what it's all about.
Thank you, brother. God bless you, man.
All right.
Yeah, we'll talk to you soon. That's Mark Haug. Hold On, I'm Coming is the name of his very much nonprofit. Natural disaster relief right there, coming from the heart of one guy. Incredible. Right now, at this very minute, there's an estimated 1,600 gas stations in Florida that have completely run out of fuel. As folks are on the pathway of evacuation and have been for more than 24 hours now. Current trajectories show the storm barreling south toward Sarasota, just south of Tampa Bay. 20 million people under hurricane or tropical storm warnings. And the cleanup from Helene, the amount of debris that is still in the roadways in neighborhoods, cinder blocks, appliances, sheet metal, that is now going to be tangled up in Milton's winds and waters, is really going to present a dangerous, even more so, a dangerous situation. And I was reading last night about hurricanes and how it's not the winds that cause death more than anything. It's storm surge. And to think that just south of Tampa Bay, Sarasota, having storm surge between 8 and 12 feet. Think about how high that is. It's amazing. And I know we were talking about this yesterday, but all we can do, I guess all we can do is pray and donate like we did yesterday. Vermonters gave so much. There is a tractor trailer that is getting loaded with all of the donated items yesterday from so many Vermonters. In just a matter of 3 hours yesterday, they had more than 56 pallets, which is what they have for space on this truck. And everybody and their brothers asking me, will there be a second truck? And I don't know. I know that's been presented to the Hope Coalition, and I'm not sure if that's going to happen. But this was supposed to go to 4 o'clock yesterday, and it did. But by noon, you, Vermont, had that truck. You had enough donated to double stack it to the ceiling. That is far beyond impressive. That makes me so far beyond proud of our little green mountain state to be able to turn out something like that in such a short period of time. Unreal. All of it going to Asheville, North Carolina. Yes, this truck has been given permission in advance from FEMA and other agencies to pass through borders and to get this stuff, this material, all of these goods that you have donated. Some of it by ATV, some of it by horseback. Crazy. To the people in Asheville, in and around Asheville and surrounding communities and counties who are still cut off. basic hygiene, medical supplies, can openers, sleeping bags. Yeah, as Kimberly says, beyond words, just beyond words. Nothing will stop mankind. Nothing. Not a poor economy, not a recession, not politics, not religion. Nothing will stop it. And we are doing good for our brothers and sisters, no matter where they are, no matter who they are. What they've been through is horrific. And now we have another storm. And I'll be just like you. I'll be watching the news tonight. I will be watching real-time stuff as it's happening down there. And I can't imagine. And I will continue to pray for all of the folks down there, as I know you will too. Other headlines in the nation this morning: the FBI arrested an Afghan man. Did you hear about this? Planning an attack on Election Day and had a juvenile in cahoots with him. That's going to be interesting. But we got him before it happened. Over a dozen states are suing TikTok for harming children's mental health through addictive algorithms and violating consumer protection laws, as well as other things. Over a dozen states. Here we go. Yet again, another story about the federal government spending far more than it collected in revenue. Are you surprised? Racked up a budget deficit of $1.8 trillion for fiscal year 2024. Can I say that again? 1.8 trillion. It's the letter T. Trillion. Not billion, trillion. $1.8 trillion. According to the Congressional Budget Office. That's like going into a store with a penny in your pocket and spending hundreds of thousands of dollars in credit, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what the analogy on that is. It's disgusting. Boeing and the union that represents the 33,000 plus striking employees at the company says that negotiations between the two have broken down and no new talks are scheduled. What an absolute mess that is. Incredible that we can't get that figured out. World news this morning. North Korea's military is completely cutting off roads and rail links to South Korea. They're literally going in and destroying infrastructure so that no one from South Korea can get into North Korea, and no one from North Korea can get into South Korea. Let's see. We have NASA capturing the Hurricane Milton, the time lapse in space. Pictures from the window of the Dragon Endeavour, which is docked at the International Space Station. That's gone viral. It's all over it's all over the web. It's all over social media. It's a very cool picture, but it's also like, wow, super alarming. We have other friends down in Florida. I'm going to try to reach one of them right now, which is he's probably not going to answer, but I'm still going to try to reach him. Rhett Palmer, who is down there, and I'm going to see if I can connect with him right now live. And of course, he doesn't know that I'm calling. Stacy Holden as well. I'm hoping to connect with Stacy either right now or tomorrow morning. And You know, it's like everyone down in Florida is, I can't imagine being on alert like that and being, needing to evacuate. And, you know, there's so much stuff everywhere about the importance of having a go bag. You know, it's amazing. You never know when you're going to have to go and go quickly. Sports. Padres beat the Dodgers 6-5. Mets beat the Phillies 7-2 last night. We got 4 games scheduled for tonight. On the ice, Blues, Panthers, and Utah all had wins. Movies showing at the theaters. Capitol Showplace in Montpelier. Don't forget they've got matinees Saturday and Sunday. Beetlejuice, Saturday night, Apprentice, Joker, Wild Robot, which I've seen twice. Great movie. All playing at the Paramount Twin Cinema in Barrie. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only, by the way. Joker and Wild Robot. And again, Saturday and Sunday matinees. And don't forget, if there's rainy days, keep watch of fgbtheaters.com for added showtimes. Sunday is supposed to be rainy, so don't be surprised if they add some more showtimes to the theaters, all right? And we'll always post up the showtimes on the Aired Out page, but best just hop on fgbtheaters.com. Brand new website. Looks slick, too, but done a nice job. Make this week your week to catch a movie. You deserve it. Get over there. Get some popcorn with some Capit butter on. Did I say Capit? I did. Capit butter. Not the fake shit that you get at the big, huge conglomerate movie theaters, but real Capit butter at FGB Theaters. Capitol Showplace in Montpelier and the Paramount Twin right here in the Granite City. Bring the kids, go out on a date, have some fun, grab a gift card, give it to someone to say thank you, go out to the movies. Community calendar. Let's see. What do we have? We're looking at stuff last night. There is just, man, there is so much going on. So much going on. Our community calendar is brought to you every single day by the World newspaper, which just came out yesterday. 22,000 plus Vermonters pick up the World newspaper every single week. That's a lot of readers. That's a lot of eyes. Let's see. Being that it is Wednesday, we talked at great length about Wellness Wednesday starting at 4:30, goes till 7 tonight upstairs at 23 Summer Street, 479-4055 to make an appointment for a massage or for Reiki. It's free. Again, free. Done by Washington County Mental Health. Wing and Ding Wednesday is on at the VFW Post 790 in Barrie. Is Joe Edson going to be there? You bet your rear end. It's going to be a good time. Tonight, open mic night at the Den. Donna Thunder's going to be there. She always brings a good time, guaranteed. It's going to be a lot of fun. Chris Martin's going to be there too. Proceeds going to the Wounded Warrior Project. Tomorrow, Thursday, the Williamstown Chicken Pie Supper at the United Church, going to be served up at 5 o'clock. Contra dancing at the Townbridge Town Hall on Friday. Drew Lamb from Central Vermont Cars and Coffee has his big car show coming up on Sunday at right there in the parking lot at KOB Kitchen and Bath. That's going to be awesome. So bring your car. Let's see. Looking ahead, October 24th and 25th and 26th. That's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. The 20th annual Wheels for Warmth event to fund the Vermont Emergency Heating Fund in partnership with Brock and Community Action. Capstone, of course, $750,000 raised so far. Over 50,000 households in Vermont have benefited from Wheels for Warmth. That's ridiculous. That's so huge. We're almost at $1 million. Wow. Every year, the average is about $40,000 that's raised, with 3,000 tires being sold. Friday the 25th, Halloween at the Central Vermont Marketplace from 4 to 6. The 4th annual Trunk or Treat at Preston's Kia is also happening. And on the 25th, Carving for Kay in honor of Kay Santamore. You've seen that poster all over social media. You've seen it all over the Aired Out page. And we're going to continue doing that to promote this incredible event of jack-o'-lanterns in honor of Kay Santamore. Speaking of pumpkins, the annual pumpkin show in Williamstown is on the 26th and the 27th. 235 pumpkins last year. That is so impressive. It's going to be amazing. Stacy Holden, good morning, buddy.
Hey, how's it going up there?
Where are you? I think you said that you were in Fort Pierce, Florida.
We're in Fort Pierce. We're about 7-8 miles south of the Indian River County line.
All right.
And they're supposed to get it pretty bad. We're kind of in the unknown right now. I think our biggest threat today is going to be tornadoes into the evening and all that crap that comes with the pre-storm kind of stuff. But right now it's nothing. It's like 85 degrees and humid as heck. So it's just that tropical stuff. I live about 8 miles from where I work, the south. I'm almost on the county line to Martin County. And this morning there was some street flooding down there, but we've had 3 or 4 days of heavy rain. So everything is just saturated and just got nowhere to drain right now. So
any evacuations underway for where you are, St. Pierce?
Fort Pierce, yeah. St. Lucie County, there's St. Lucie County, they've kind of, if you're in a mobile home, they kind of want you to clear out. Just 30 miles west of here, Okeechobee County, there's another place that's probably going to take it pretty hard. By the time it gets here, it's supposed to be down to a 1. We're expecting 70-mile-an-hour winds, gust up to 80. So we just got to kind of hunker down and take what we get. That's about all we can do.
All right, man.
And the easy way to equate that is, in the wintertime you're up on Orange Heights and it's snowing like a bugger, and you get down in the middle of Berry City and the sun's shining and no snow. It's 5 miles from here. It could be total devastation. This is just how it works here.
Yeah. Man,
So-
listen, will you send me a text tonight and as well as tomorrow, and even hop on that you can call in anytime and I'll put you right on the air, and just let me know how you're doing, man.
Yeah, we'll see how everything goes. Like I said, I don't think we're going to get it too bad here.
Okay.
It's just north of here. They're going to have a tough time, and I think west of here they're going to have a tough time. Like I said, we're just keeping an eye out for the tornadoes. They're predicting there's going to be quite a few that just pop up here. So, the brunt of it is on the West Coast, of course, and they really don't need this again over there. Just having it, but it's this popped up from really nothing, and here it is. So
yeah. I'll be watching for texts from you tonight, my man, and thanks for coming on with us.
Yeah, I'll keep you updated on what's going on here, and we'll just hope for the best. That's all we can do.
All right. Thank you, brother.
Okay. Everybody have a good day.
85 and humid is what he's saying. Bastard. Oh, we love him. We'll check in with him again. Hopefully tomorrow morning would be great. Listen, thanks, Stacy Holden. Thank you, Mark Haug. Thank you, Lauren Seiler, all being part of the Aired Out podcast today. And thank you, Vermonters that showed up yesterday and made donations to the Hope Coalition's drive to fill that truck and get it straight to Asheville, North Carolina yesterday was tremendous. Tremendous. Going to be streaming live up at the auditorium later this afternoon with a big operation that's going to be going on up there involving water that will be heading south. So I'll take you up there today and stream live and show you the good things that Vermont continues to do in the wake of horrific destruction. 100% organic, always live, never edited, keeping it real, raw, relevant, and relatable. It's the Aired Out Podcast. Thank you to every single one of our sponsors. We love and appreciate them so much.